Welcome back to NC Bassin. Today I'm on Lake Norman on Tuesday, but I went ahead and skipped the Tuesday tournament. I've been struggling up there in the muddy water, so I decided it was like 33 this morning, and it's gonna get up to 70 today. So I decided to go down to Blythe, probably try around the hot hole, and the afternoon bite's gonna be better anyways. But these fish down here are trying to spawn. I've been struggling up there in the mud. It's probably like 52 now. The water temperatures went up a lot there, I'm sure. I'm just going out here and practice, try to fun fish. Got the Big Bass Tour tournament coming up in like less than 3 weeks. I need to try to find some new water for that. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be one down here sight fishing. The water temperature down here is like almost 60 or over 60 in some spots, depending on where you're at. I mean, in Ramsey Creek, I heard it's like 62 already. So, I mean, it's getting cold at night, but these fish want to spawn. It can be tough. I mean, I love sight fishing, but when these fish want to spawn and it's still not warm enough to spawn, they get in kind of a funk. It's hard to catch them because they're just thinking about spawning, just wait until the temperature's right. They're not really worried about feeding. They want to make beds, lay eggs, and protect them. Once they lay the eggs, you can catch them pretty easy, but till then it can be tough, so you kind of got to draw a reaction strike. I mean, I think the fluke and Wacky rig's gonna work, which is kind of boring finesse fishing, but hopefully I can just catch 5 keepers. I mean, it's one day this whole of 2021 I've caught over 5 keepers. I mean, it's been tough, and that was on a small swim bait. I mean, I have not got that moving bait bite yet. The weather's kind of held it off. The temperature stays around the same, barely goes down, barely goes up. We haven't had a big spike up. That's when these fish will really start feeding. Hopefully I can find some fish on beds down here, or maybe catch some at the hot hole. I don't know. Hopefully I can just catch some fish. 5 keepers is the goal. Let's see how it goes. I would have spooked every fish over here. There we go, finally. Got me wrapped. Come on, get around that pole. There we go. Largemouth. Bet he's on a bed somewhere back here. And guys, I cannot see with the ripple on the water. I seen that fish feeder and I was like, there's gotta be one on that. There we go. Probably a male thinking about spawning. Water temp is 67 degrees back here, guys. So they're wanting to spawn. Man, that's a nice one right there. There we go. Well, on the Wacky rig baton, guys, I'm telling you that the fall on this thing is so slow and it wobbles so much. It's a very unique action. If you guys haven't, this is what got me really using right baits. That baton, 250. All right, let's get her back in the water. Little fat fish. Got him that time. Let it sit. Oh, that's a spot. Probably the same fish I had. No, it can't be, man. I seen that fish. It was way bigger. Let that sit. Trying to get my boat unstuck. Got him right in the corner of the mouth. That Wacky rig will catch spots too. He's been caught before, so he might be on the bed. Spots like the bed a little bit deeper. I mean, that fish is on the bed. He's off in about 3 feet of water. Not big at all, but I feel like spots start bedding before largemouth. So these spots, guarantee I can find them bedding somewhere, but they're just harder to catch. They're harder to find on beds once you find them though. And the male and female is about the same size usually. Unlike a largemouth, the female's way bigger. Yeah, this fin's a little, I think he might be on the bed, or he's about to be on the bed. I'm seeing some spots where there was beds, but they don't look like there's any fish on them right now. But I'm just blind casting right now. Not a big one, but we'll take it. On this baton, guys, my Wacky rig setup, I'm telling you, this in the springtime, this can be a really way to catch them. I got a baton, which is like a 3-segmented bait with that just wobbles a lot, especially Wacky rig. I love this thing, Wacky rig. And I've went through a ton of different Wacky rig hooks. A 1-aught Nico VMC hook is my favorite. I don't like the weedless on Norman. Sometimes, like if you're around heavy cover like ponds and High Rock Lake or something, I like a weedless, but here I miss way more fish with the weedless. Only bad thing about this is you will skip under dock and get on a cross member or something without the weedless. You'll get hooked a lot. But it's hard to hook these fish with a Wacky rig when they're on beds because they're just grabbing it and pulling it. So less resistance, the better. It's a thin hook. Just lean into them. I think I was setting the hook too hard when I was missing them with a smaller hook. That's why I went this little bit bigger hook. But still, just lean into them. You don't have to really set into them real hard. Just lean into them and you'll hook them. There's one. Finally, he's small. Coming right at me. Finally got one. He might not be that small. Yeah, it's a little decent spot. Nothing big. He's probably wanting a bed. I think the water dropping might make it where they don't want a bed. Well, that Wacky rig baton. Silicone tubing, guys, I'm telling you. You don't go through as many baits, and that's not even, I just hate skipping my bait off, and you gotta get it in your box, re-rig it. Same, I'm gonna use that same one, catch like 10 fish on it. Get the silicone tubing with the Wacky rig tool, guys. It makes it way easier Wacky rigging. His eyes are turning red. He ain't big, but I'm really liking this scale, guys. For pallet touchscreen, it's actually accurate. All my scales, I've had 3 scales. They all weigh under. I weigh weights with them to check the weights. They all weigh way under what the actual weight is. This one's almost dead on the money. My skipping has been rusty right now. This water is dirt freaking shallow back here. I mean, oh my gosh, looks like a good one. The more I move it, the less bites I get, guys. Just let him. Oh, he's not good at all, but still fun. Decent spot. Maybe I'm on to something here. This fish ain't probably not on the bed, but he wants. It's probably a female about the bed. How fat it is, well, I say it's a female, but another one on the Wacky rig baton. Where that Nico hook got him, just letting it sit. I mean, the more I wiggle it, the less bites I'm getting. I need to just let it sit. He's not very big, but he's a keeper. He's only 138. So I put some fish in a boat. That's all. Something I haven't been able to do lately. There's one. I'd let it sit in there forever. I only did it. This might be a good one. Way up under the pontoon. They're all spots. Not big, but they're fun. They're fighting. Got those red eyes too. I really believe that they're about to spawn when they got those red eyes. A little spot. Well, guys, we got 4 fish for 614. One decent one, but we're getting a pattern going way up under these in the shade line. They're way up in the shade. The fish just might have some eggs. That might be a female. I should keep these spots. Wacky rig might be the way to go. I want to throw the fluke. It's a little bit more fun watching them eat it, but camera's not going again, guys. Backside of every pontoon's got a fish on it, seems like. I threw a shaky head up there and didn't get one. As far back under the pontoons as you can get them. Seems to be working. They're just normal little spots, though. They're chunky, but they're not big, but I'm glad to catch them and catch them away from the hot hole. They're catching them at the hot hole, but there's 7 boats over there, and there's one guy in the corner and caught like 4 or 5, a couple of nice ones. I just can't run up on people and get between them. I might go back to high hole later. Hopefully it's less crowded. That's how you rig it up, guys. First, crush it up. Crush up, get all the salt, make it softer. The older the bait, that one rip, but the older the bait, I think the more it gets bit, the softer it is, the more bites it gets. So I try to keep the same bait on as long as possible. You got your little toolkit right here, just silicone tubing, put it right in the middle. Just pull it off, out there in the plastic up. That's not going anywhere. That bait is going to rip way before it ever comes loose. Well, not right in the middle, but a little closer to the edge, so you can still get good hook penetration. A little bit through the plastic. And that's your finished Wacky rig. Now we'll eat that thing up. And they bite it, so I mean, it's got to get down from the bite it. This might be a good one, but they all feel big till I get them up. Oh, nice spot. Yep, he's decent. That's the key, guys, is letting it actually really fall. He might be too big to flip. There we go. That's a fat fish. Maybe down south is a good place to fish. I mean, I know what, Wacky rig fall 10 feet deep is not the funnest way to fish. They won't bite a shaky head. That'll help the 5 fish limit. 2 pounds on 205. Had him. Got it again. He's got to be on the bed the way he dropped it and then picked it back up. I wasn't stuck on this pole right here. Come on. It must be a spot because he ain't jumping. This one's got to be on the bed. I mean, I'm in the wood. I'd like to be able to catch a female if I could. Might be a good one. I can't tell. It's a largie. He wasn't jumping though. Nice one. I mean, he pecked it, dropped it. And then when I hopped it, I was about to reel it in, he bit it. Another 2-pounder. The dredge docks have been getting spots. The largemouth seem to be, that's the second. The other largemouth was near a irrigation pump thing like that too. It's just something different they want to spawn around. I bet he's building a bed. He's probably a buck bass that's building a bed. That's about right. 1.96 or 9.1 now. Got a 9.1 pound limit now. Too bad. We're upgrading. If I get to 10, I'll be happy. There we go. Oh man, is this a big one? We got a good largemouth on. In the predictable spots too. Man, this is fun. You know, catching my Wacky rig's not that fun, but I love when they're where you think they'll be. Good one. Ding, as Jacob Willard would say. Don't jump again. Nice one. Cannot believe there's that many largemouth down here, guys. Yeah, not that big. Man, that water temperature starts coming up, they really start fighting. Lucky to get him in. Wacky rig baton, guys, I'm telling you. That's a female for sure. Yes. Lucky I get around that pole. Clear the water, it's hard to beat a wacky rig. That fish will help with the calls. Now it's 271. Yes, we're up to over 10.5 pounds, guys. Having a good day finally. Yes. Camera wasn't going again, guys. I'm having issues with this camera. It's a decent little spot right there, right way up under the dock. I don't know how he didn't get me in the cross members. Chunky guy. Yes. Well, nice one. I don't even think he'll help in the 5-fish limit. I mean, he's close to 2 pounds. Now we're close to 11 pounds. 1080 on the dot. Looks like it's a possible bed right there. I'd like to actually sight fish with him. Can't see. There's one on the light spot finally. I seen a light spot and got bit. Every light spot I've seen has been empty. I think either the fish moved off or people already caught them. It's a little chunky largie. I think he's gonna help. He's definitely on that light spot on the bed right there. Looks good back here too. Just missed one underneath that dock. 141 ain't gonna do it. So fun. Nice little largemouth. He's definitely on the bed. Look at his fins. There he is. Little guy. Largemouth, trying to spawn. Might be one of those F1s they stock. That's about the size they stock them. I think they're bigger than that now, but hopefully these F1s will reproduce and we'll have some giants on our inner lake. Baby largemouth. And I missed him. Man, how did I miss that fish? There we go. Yay. Finally something on a moving bait, guys. Oh, he is small. Wow. Didn't even see him hit it. He's a spot on the Mikey Jr. I'm waking it on the top, but he just pulled it under. He's so small. Should have stayed at the hot hole, guys. I tried some docks and a couple of pockets. I mean, they're just not biting in the pockets right now. I should have stayed at the hot hole, but I just can't sit at one spot all day. But I'm just trying to catch some fish on top water, so hopefully I can get a couple more and actually one blow up on it. That one just barely nipped it. Fish, yes. Nice one. Didn't want to leave yet, guys. I was fishing this light and I just seen one jump way out there. Pull the boat out. Had to make a few casts. Is that a hybrid? No, it's a largemouth. Come down all the way to Blythe to catch big spots. I've caught probably more largemouth today than I've caught spots. And that's a nice one. There's a bed right over here in this light. So maybe you want to come over here and try too. But another 2-pound largemouth. He'd probably help the overall limit, but finally one on top water. He actually hit it on top too. Mikey Jr., maybe there's a few more out there. Well guys, call it a day. Had a good day. Almost 11-pound bag. I mean, I'm just glad to catch 5 keepers. It's been tough. Finally be able to catch a fish. It felt good. Wacky rigs is not the most fun way to catch them, but I mean, it works. I mean, you can catch some giants doing that. And all spring, it really puts fish in the boat. I was really wanting to catch them on top water. After about 4 o'clock, the bite died. I mean, I tried. The clouds might have pushed the fish out from underneath the docks. I think that's what was helping me. But it might have been location. That pocket, that one pocket was really good. A couple of pockets that might have been in the right place where all the fish were moving up the spawn. I also was trying to catch them on top water, so I couldn't really get a bite at the hot hole. Really wanted to catch one on top water. Caught a couple on the Mikey Jr. at the end. I guess there's a bunch of largemouth down on the south end. I thought this was all spots down here, but I mean, it is spawning time. It's like these largemouth disappear out of nowhere. When it's time to spawn, you catch a ton of largemouth on Lake Norman. It won't be long, they'll be spawning all over the lake, and the fish are really going to be biting good soon. Thanks for watching. See you next time on NC Bassin'.